Hello ladies and gentlemen, I am the Grand Cat and today I'm going to give you all a free video that would normally be in the members exclusive videos, but this is something very special I wanted to share with all of you. This is the very deck that I won the Cared in Cosplay KC 2023 Championship with for One Piece. It is Big Mom, and the deck was of course dedicated to my own Big Mom, who most recently passed away. In fact, actually she passed away the day after I won the championship with this, so that was who I was thinking about when I won the tournament. And I wanted to share this with all of you. It is about to get updated in set 4, and the video for that will be in the exclusive members deck list, so be sure to keep a lookout for that. But this is the very one that I won the 2023 championship with. So first off, we start with 4 Tusuru, who is our 2k counter, and on play, give up to one of your characters, give up to one of your opponent's characters -2 cost. You'll understand why that is relevant a little bit later on. Make sure that it is in camera. And there we are. Then we have our only 2 of, which is Monkey D. Garp, which is 2k counter, 2 drop, 3k power, and Dawn 2 when attacking, heal one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 0. Again, that will become very relevant very soon. Just going to put that up there. We are then playing 4 Fukuru, who is CP9. He is a 3 drop, 1k counter, 3k power, and he's a blocker with the effect that this card cannot be KO'd by effects, which is very, very strong, especially in a meta that is all about getting rid of the opponent's board. So everything else we're playing at 4 of. I'm just going to move the trophy out of the way for the time being, with the exception of this 2 of Garp. I see that the camera is not properly set up, but no worries. We're playing 4 Tashigiri, which is 2k counter, and 3 drop, and active main, you may rest this card to give up to one of your opponent's characters -2 this turn. So you can see there's a lot that is lowering the opponent's cards. Now, this is a very cool little card. It is Helmeppo. It is the 3 cost, 3000 power, 1k counter, and the trigger is to play this card, which is the most important part. But when this card is attacking, give one of your opponent's characters -2 cost, which is a smaller size 4 Kuzan. And if there's a character with a cost of 0, then this card gains plus 2000 power during that battle. So what this is essentially a 3 drop, 5k power card that has the trigger to play this card, which is very, very strong, as you can imagine. We are playing 4 of the 4 drop Kuzan. Doesn't have any counter. On play, draw a card, and when attacking, give one of your opponent's characters -4 cost during this turn, which very easily gets a size 0 in the field very, very quickly. We're playing 4 Borsalinos, who is arguably the best blocker in the game. He is 4 drop, 1k counter, and he's a blocker, and on the opponent's turn, this character gains plus 1000 power and cannot be KO'd by effects. So he is a 6k blocker that can't be destroyed by effects, which is very, very strong. We are playing 4 5 drop Monkey D. Garp. Now we're playing this instead of Sakazuki's because this one can be done multiple times. Now active main, you may trash card from your hand, rest this character, and KO one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 4 or less. If you're using the Helmeppo and the Kuzan, then you can make this, instead of being a 4 or less, if you attack with Helmeppo first, then you can retire any of your opponent's 6 costs. If you attack with Kuzan, you can retire any of their 8 costs. If you do both, you can retire their 10 costs before they even get a chance to attack with them. So that is very, very cool. And the last Navy card that we play is Shockwave, which is the only event we play in this deck. It is 2 drop counter. Up to one of your leader or characters gains plus 4000 power during this turn. Then KO one of your opponent's active characters with a cost of 3 or less. And the trigger is to KO one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 4 or less. So both of those effects are very, very strong, particularly in this deck, Big Mom. So let's just move Big Mom over a little bit. I'm going to put these cards here. We're just going to now quickly remove the 10 Dawn, so we've got some space to show the rest of the deck, like so. And that is all the navy half of the deck. We're now going to go into the yellow side of the deck. Almost dropped the cards. And we are playing 4 Charlotte Brûlée, which is a 3-drop 1k counter, 1k power, 1k counter card. It has blocker, but it has trigger, play this card, and you're going to be activating triggers quite a bit. So getting a free blocker onto the field is very, very cool indeed. The light is kind of like shining over here. I can't do anything about that, so you're just going to have to try to remember these cards. We are playing 4 Charlotte Cracker, because most of the time you will have less life than your opponent because you are playing dual colour. You start with 4. And Dawn 1, if you have less life than your opponent, this character gains double attack and plus 1000 power. So you activate that, and then you can do other things and attack with that because it will have double attack and power for the rest of the turn. We have our 7 drop. This is the starter deck, the trial deck, Big Mom, who doesn't have any counter. It has 8000 power, and on play, your opponent chooses 1. Either they trash 1 card from the top of their life, or you add 1 card from your deck to the top of your life. So either you're gaining a life or your opponent loses a life. So if you gain a life, unless your opponent trashes it, you're also essentially drawing that card, but it's also removing one of their attacks as well. And if they trash a card, that basically saves you having to attack, and the card doesn't go to their hand. So either way, you're getting advantage. Either you're drawing an extra card or you're taking a card away from your opponent. So that's why that is very, very strong. We're going to put that one there. Then lastly, we have the 10 drop Big Mom herself, which is 10 drop, 12k power, and on play, if your leader has Big Mom Pirates, which of course we do, add 1 card from the top of our deck to the top of our life, and then trash 1 card from the top of the opponent's life. So this here is the full-on deck that I used to win the championship. So some of the things that you do is, if you've got the navy stuff, you can use the Kuzans, the Helmeppos, and the Garps, like either of these Garps, this one or this one, to start just retiring your opponent's cards before they even get a chance to attack with them. You also play a lot of defense. You have these Fukros, which are blockers that can't be destroyed by card effects, these Borsalinos that can't be destroyed by card effects, and these Brûlées that will just come out of the deck whenever you take damage. You can also gain additional life with your 7 drop and your 10 drop Big Moms. So even though you're on 4 life, you can continue to just ramp up more life and make it harder for the opponent. We also play quite a few 2k counters. We have the 4 Tsuru, who can also lower opponents' characters' cost. We have the Monkey D Garps, and we have the Tashigis that are all 2k counters. The Charlotte Cracker also really helps with the beatdown side of the deck when you want to be aggressive. So it's a kind of mix of retiring your opponent's field, dealing a lot of damage, and gaining enough health and having enough protection that your opponent just can't do anything about it. And that is really what you do. Now, the last thing we want to look at is the leader skill, which I will show you now. And this is 5k power. Of course, it's both black and yellow. And the skill is Dawn 2. When attacking, you may rest 2 Dawn, so it costs 4 Dawn, essentially. And you may trash 1 card from your hand. If you have 1 or less life, then add 1 card from the top of your deck to the top of your life. So although you're discarding a card from your hand, you're also putting that card into your life. And unless the opponent uses Banish or trashes the card, then you're going to get that card back. So basically, you're basically discarding a card to get another card, to draw a card, for all intents and purposes, when you take the next damage. And of course, you're going to have loads of these blockers in the field. You can set up like more Charlotte Brûlées. Of course, with the 2 Charlotte Linlins, your opponent will give you life as well. You can get the Helmeppos, which are essentially free cards that have 5k power, so long as your opponent has something that you can lower to 0. And Monkey D. Garps, of course. So the problem with Sakazuki is he's on play, you trash card and you get rid of one thing, and then from there he's just a vanilla on the field. But with Monkey D. Garp, you can just keep resting him, and then the opponent has to summon a few things so that you have to take care of all of them rather than one big thing, which might be a problem. So that is how that entire thing works. The reason I went for the Black Yellow Big Mom is because at the time of set 3, I didn't think there was enough good cards to build a full proper deck for either black or for yellow, and I recognise those two as being two of the strongest. I know a lot of people play red, but I really think that you can counteract red so long as you just take their momentum away from them, so long as you don't just fold underneath the pressure early game, then you can really just raid it out. Really, it's just a case of playing against the opponent, but shockwaves also really help a lot with that as well. And of course, getting trigger Charlotte Brulees to get, like, you know, just additional blockers means the opponent has to deal with those. And red tends to have quite a few smaller things, so Helmeppos are almost always 5Ks. And yeah, it's a really strong deck. It is currently still my most favourite deck out of all of them. The deck is still undefeated at this point. I've only played it once since the KC Championship because my mother did pass away and I was very, very sad, and it took me a while to get back into playing card games. But the one game that I did play was a tag match with Big Dog, where he played Yamato and I played my own Big Mom deck, and it is a very, very strong combination to have those two tagging, because I just allowed myself to go to 0 life because we don't lose until both of us are at 0 life, and Yamato was active at 6k for, well, the opponent was scared of putting us onto the 6k Yamato, and I could just regain life with Charlotte Linlin, as well as playing the 7 drop and the 10 drop Charlotte Linlins to just potentially gain another life or to make it faster to take care of the opponent. And there we go, folks. That is the entire deck that I used to win the KC Championship. I'm going to stand over here so that I'm in the way of the light so that you can see those other cards that the light is reflecting off of for just a couple of seconds, and then I'm going to come back over now. So there you are. Hopefully you took a screenshot if you wanted to see what this deck looks like. It is going to get updated with One Piece Set 4. There was a large part of me that seriously considered just retiring this deck undefeated in memory and honour of my mum, but I thought she would not want me to, you know, give up or to stop using something that I enjoyed using, especially something that I used to win a championship, because winning all these different championships and things made her very, very proud. She was always very, very pleased with my ability to win these things and win various different championships across the world and such. So yeah, this really did mean quite a lot to me. But that is it for this little video, folks. I really hope you all enjoyed. If you did enjoy it, please give me a like, share and subscribe, and if you are subscribed, make sure you click that notification icon so you can see when more of these little videos go out. And we shall see you all in the next video. Goodbye, everybody.